Good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Susan, and we're going to do a nice little yoga class today. So, comfortable on your sit bones, whatever position is good for you, of course. And if you have a hard time sitting cross-legged, just rearrange your legs so that you find a place that feels better for you. All right, so we're going to go through the breathing, and I always gently remind you about the breathing. If you're familiar with it, great. If you're not, well, I'm going to show you what you need to do. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Nice, long, full, smooth breath. Inhale completely. Always try and suspend your breath. Just hold it for a couple of seconds and exhale fully. It's a very long, smooth breath. So, trying to relax really helps with the breathing. So that's what we're going to try and do together. Now, the breathing, of course, every breath you take is the same, long and smooth. Even when I'm talking and demonstrating, I want you just to keep breathing. Try to get a little rhythm going. Now, and I'm going to cue you on your breathing when I say the next exhale or your next exhale is when we move, all right? And also take it easy, do what you can, listen to your body. If something we do is really not going to feel good for you or uncomfortable or aggravated condition or perhaps cause you pain, think about it before you try it. There's always different ways. I'm not trying to show you different ways to readjust yourself or to kind of make little tiny adjustments to find a place that feels better. And if anything, just stop. You don't have to do it, right? So we always start the class with a couple minutes of breathing, of pranayama. And every class or every week I choose a different mudra, a different hand gesture. So today, of course, if you're not interested in the hand gestures, just put your hands on your lap and you can breathe that way, all right? Now today, for those who want to try it, we're going to go into active Gaya Mudra. So the first little joint of your index finger with the little joint of your thumb, if you can, roll it in. So it's a tight, tight little circle. 3 fingers together, palm up. If this is really uncomfortable, then just go back to Gaya Mudra, the tip of the fingers if you want. Active Gaya Mudra imparts active knowledge. So try to relax the shoulders, sitting nice and tall. Let's take a big breath together. Continue on your own personal pranayama for the next 2 minutes. Close your eyes and just focus on the sensations of the breath. Slow it down. Now's the time to drop your day and settle your mind and to set an intention for your practice today, focusing on any situation in your life that needs guidance from your higher self. It's time to lower the heart rate, lower your blood pressure, and lower your anxiety level. Try to find stillness in mind and body. One more nice, long, smooth breath. And on the next exhale, you can release your hands. Let's bring them together and let's rub them vigorously, activate our hand chakra. Hands onto your heart center, close your eyes. Let's take a nice, long, smooth breath together to tune out. Inhale. One more big breath. And on the next exhale, let's drop 3 fingers, keep the index fingers together, sitting nice and tall. Take a breath. And if you can, on the exhale, let's see if we can reach up. All the way up to Jupiter Mudra, right up to the ceiling. If this bothers your shoulders or your arms, you can bring your arms down a little bit lower if that feels better for you. Now sitting tall on those sit bones, let's wake up that body. Let's lengthen, release that tight spine. Breathe. Breathing into Jupiter Mudra, which is good luck and expansion, are activated when together. Focus your energies on breaking through barriers. One more breath. On the exhale, I'd like you to release your hands and inhale into a gentle back bend. Now you can reach up to the ceiling, or if you're a little bit more flexible, you can lean back a bit, whatever you want to do. One more breath. On the exhale, let's bring the arms down very slowly, hands right on the floor in front of you. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to lean forward. So make sure you're comfortable on your sit bones. Back stays straight, hinging at the hips. Take a breath. On the exhale, all I want you to do is lean forward. Now you can just keep your hands here, bend the elbows and lean forward. Some of you can, if you'd like, you can come down on the forearm. And And if you want to go even further, you can stretch the arms out and you can reach out as far as you'd like. Find a place that feels comfortable for you. Now, if you want to bow your head a little, that's fine as well. Now, this is a beautiful lengthening, a nice stretch for the shoulders, the muscles up and down your back and your spine. One more breath. On the next exhale, stay low, and I want you to slide your hands, shift your body weight to the left. Weight's on the left thigh, right hip stays on the floor. Now here again, start with your hands right there and just lean a bit. And if that feels good for you, stay there. But if you want to go a little further, every time you exhale, just see if you can reach just a little bit more until you feel that beautiful release of the right side of the body. You'll know when you get there. So you don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to force your body. Just lean into it, breathe. Keep an eye on that breath. One more. On the exhale, stay low and very slowly shift your body weight to the right. Weight's on the right thigh, left hip on the floor. Now again, if you're really tight and a little stiff and you can't go any further, that's fine. Where you are is where you need to be. But you can always make those little adjustments. And I want you to, excuse me, what they call find your edge. When you get to a place when you think, no, I don't want to go any further, or maybe I can't go any further, that's your edge. Just stay there. Now, while we're here, let's release the tension that we hold in our face. So I want you just to really scrunch up your face, really engage all the muscles. Make a funny face if you want to hold it. Let it go. Relax your facial muscles. Push the tension through your body into the ground. One more breath. Exhale, come to center and come up. Hands on the lap, roll the shoulders up. Roll them out. Again, if they're tight, just do what you can. We're going to do this a few more times, and the more you do it, the better they feel. Really noticing the releasing of the tension. Really identifying our stress as well, and roll it out. And when you roll it out, roll out the shoulders. You can do this as much as you want, as many times as you want. It feels so good. And also increases circulation in the upper body. So let's keep going. We're going to get into a Sufi roll. So I want you just to keep your hands on your lap, sitting nice and tall. So this particular move here is going to start engaging abdominals, obliques, and the muscles in your back. So I want you to inhale, press the chest forward. And on the exhale, I want you just to kind of roll to the left like a little half circle. You're going to exhale to straight spine. Inhale again, and we're going to roll to the left. And just go as far as comfortable. Let your abdominals do all the work. One more time to the left. Inhale. Exhale yourself to straight spine. And let's go to the right. Inhale. And exhale. Paying attention to your arms. They're completely relaxed right now. Your shoulders, your hands. Push it forward. Inhale. Exhale. Roll. And this is called a Sufi roll. It's a beautiful, gentle release. Let's go again to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Perfect. Right to center. And that feels really nice, doesn't it? Okay, so let's keep going. So the left hand on the floor beside the left knee. Now, this one here, pardon me, there's 3 ways to do it. Pardon me. The deepest version is elbow on the floor, arm up to the ceiling. Now that's without my right hip coming off the floor. If that is literally too deep of a stretch or too intense, this is where my little block comes in. I set my little block up beside my left knee, then I can rest my elbow on the knee. It's a little easier that way. Now if you don't have a little block, a little helper block, you can reach your hand up and just bend the elbow. You don't even have to put it on the floor. So you can decide on what's going to feel good for you. Now, right hand on right knee, left hand into position. Let's inhale, right arm up. And exhale. Now, my right arm is nice and straight, lined up to the side of my body. So what I mean by that is I'm not leaning forward and I'm not twisted back. As best you can. Now this particular one here, you can easily do it with your hand on your hip. That's a little easier for you. Now, those of you who want to go even deeper, if you reach a little bit more to the left over your head, let's say, you'll get a beautiful extra stretch. This is lengthening the whole right side of your body from the fingertips right down to that hip. One more breath. Exhale, right hand to right knee. Stay in this position with your left elbow. And on the exhale, I want you to push away the knee, bring the right shoulder towards the left knee. Now this one here is to release the upper back, the shoulder, and all the way down. If you want to soften your elbow or keep it straight, it doesn't matter. And you don't have to go far to feel this one, so don't feel like you have to force your body to go deep. You'll know when you get there. It feels really good. Keep breathing. And on the next exhale, release, come to center. Pardon me. Let's try this side here. So if you're using your little helper block, take it with you. And again, whenever you use the block, if you have to, change the position and bring the floor up a little bit higher, absolutely. Left arm up, inhale and exhale. If you find it's too intense, just release. You can, put your arm down a little bit lower if you want. But always finding a place in every move you make, every stretch we do that is manageable for you without overstraining. On the exhale, left hand to left knee. And when you're ready, exhale, push away. Some days you can go a little further, some days you're a little tighter and you can't move as well, or go as deep as you did the day before. It doesn't matter. Exhale, come to center. All right, lovely. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to release the legs a bit. All right, so this is called our butterfly or bound angle pose. So again, make sure there's room between the heels and the groin area. So this particular stretch or position is a nice release for the pelvic floor groin area, releasing the inner thighs, opening up the hips, and releasing those tight buttocks. All right, so I'm going to give you 3 ways to do this one now. So of course, the deepest version is hands on the ankles, elbows on the knees, leaning forward. If you find sitting like this is as far as you want to go or can go, just put your hands on your legs like this and just stay here and breathe. And if you want to try a different version, you can put your hands on the floor beside your hips, bring the shoulder blades together, and you'll get a little extra stretch into your chest while you're sitting like this. So you can decide on what's going to feel good, but whatever you decide, make sure your back stays straight and your neck, your head is level with your spine. So try not to round your back and bow your head, okay? So I'm going to do it this way, of course. Ready? On the exhale, keep breathing. Now those of you who are leaning forward now, a little bit of pressure on the knees is okay. Don't slam down on the knees. If you find that it feels good and you want to go deeper, just lean forward a little bit more. And then some of you want to go even further than that. If you open up your feet a little bit, the wider they are as you're leaning, the deeper it gets. So you can make those little adjustments along the way according to where you need to be in this particular stretch. One more breath. Exhale, come up very, very slowly. Lovely. Okay, now, I'd like you to straighten the left leg. Now I'm going to give you 2 positions for the right one. So what we want to do is we're going to focus on the left leg. We want to do a hamstring stretch, the back of the leg, the knee, and the calf. Make sure the toe is pointing up to the ceiling. So I'm going to give you the position I'd like you to try. If it's not going to feel good for you, come back here. Put your foot along the cusp of the knee or along the calf. But if you can, I'd like you, and if you do this and you think, no, not going to feel good, reposition your leg to where we just were. So this one here is we're going to be working on the left leg, but having your leg in this position here, the right leg, very deep stretch, really beautiful stretch for your quads. We're externally rotating that hip as well. So let's come back to the left leg. Both hands on the left knee or the left thigh. All we're going to do is you're going to lean forward. So this one here, again, you can keep your hands here and lean, or if you want, you can slide your hands down. Some people want to grab their foot or their toes. You can go as far as comfortable for you. Again, the back is always straight, head level with your spine, hinging at the hips. Big breath. And exhale. Now this is a very dynamic, a very deep stretch. Most people have very tight hamstrings, so you don't have to go far to feel this one, so don't overdo it, all right? One more breath. Exhale, come up, push yourself up slowly. All right, so now we're going to try and get into our twist pose. So if you can, stay in this position with the right leg. You're going to take the left one, you're just going to bring it back. My right knee is on the left foot, or you can have the knee on the floor and the foot in front of the knee. Now those of you who are not in this position, This is where I want you to stay. All right? What we're going to be doing is our twist pose. So if you're in this position here, left hand on the right knee, right hand behind the back, you're going to look over the right shoulder. If you're in this particular position here, same thing. Left hand on the right knee, right hand behind the back, you're going to look over the right shoulder. This particular position is called the deer pose, so it's an actual position, all right? Really nice stretch for the thighs, the knees, and the hips. But let's come back to the spine. Left hand on the right knee, right hand behind your back. Take a breath to center. And on the exhale, look over the right shoulder. Now, you don't have to go very far. Be very gentle with your spine. If you have issues with your spine, careful. You don't have to go far. Some of you want to go a little further if you want to work out that little extra kink. If you push on your knee a little bit to the left, you'll go a little deeper. Find the place that is comfortable for you. Keep your breath going, same breath. Gentle spinal twist. This is called the sage pose. One more breath. Exhale, slowly come back. Gentle with that spine. Now, let's get the kinks out of those legs a little bit. So what I'd like you to do is straighten the right leg. Again, we're going to try the same thing with the left leg. If you find that getting into this position is really going to be uncomfortable for you, for any reason, skip it. Put your foot here, right hand on left knee, left hand behind the back. You can do it this way, all right? So, or actually, we're going to start with our single leg stretch first. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So, let's work on the right leg. Ready? On the exhale, lean forward. Now, whenever you are working on the legs, this hamstring area, try to relax your knee and your thigh. Usually they get really tight. Try to let them go if you can. And one more breath. Exhale, come up. Now we're going to get into our deer pose. All right? Try to get as comfortable as you can. In this position here, most of the weight's probably on the right sit bone at this point. So right hand way over here on the left. Left hand behind the back, take a breath, and on the exhale, look over the left shoulder. Really focusing on our spine, keeping it strong and balanced and supple, flexible. One more breath. And let's release from here, exhale slowly. Now, let's release those legs very gently. They're probably a little stiff, a little tight, so move very slowly. Let's get the kinks out of the legs. All right, lovely. All right, so now this is, pardon me, this is our staff pose. So sitting nice and tall, being aware of your posture. Nice and relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. Sitting tall, and I want you to point your fingers, your toes. We're going to start with each hand separately. Pardon me. Reach out with the left hand only. Bend at the wrist and just slightly turn out to the baby finger. Try to relax the shoulders. We're going to focus on the forearm, the wrist, and the hands. And when you point your toes, pardon me, a little frog in my throat today, we're going to get a little stretch on the top of the foot. So this one here is a really nice release, lengthening, decompressing, stretching up the extensor muscles on the top of the forearm and the wrist and the hand. On the exhale, straighten the hand, bring it up. Right fingertips pressing back on the left and push back. Now very carefully, slowly, and gently, every move you make, you don't have to overdo it. And getting a beautiful stretch into the hand, the wrist, and the flexor muscles. On the exhale, release left hand on your lap. Now I want you to relax your feet. So when we go to the right hand, as we do this, you can keep your feet where they are, your heels on the floor. If you want a little extra calf stretch, you get your heels off the floor. That's up to you. Let's come back to this hand, the right hand. Sitting tall, bend, and just turn out a little bit. Again, focusing on the forearm, relax the shoulder. Breathe, focus on the sensations of the breath. One more. Exhale, straighten, bring it up, bring it back. And release. Relax. Heels on the floor if they're off the floor. Now, we're going to work our fingers today. So all we're going to do today is you're just going to gently take each finger, and all I want you to do is pull them back gently. Now, when you're pulling back on the finger, you don't have to tug on your fingers. You're just pulling back gently, just to get that beautiful stretch, releasing every finger into the palm of the hand, all right? So a lot of people have issues with their hands and fingers, so it's so important that we take care of them and just pay attention to them. So sitting nice and tall, Relax the shoulders, both hands are out. It doesn't matter which hand you start with, we're going to do both anyway. So I'm going to pull down, I'm going to start with my left one anyway. So I'm going to gently pull down on my thumb and exhale. Follow the rhythm of your breath. You're going to inhale as you gently pull the finger back. Try to relax the shoulders, close your eyes. If that helps you focus and concentrate, close your eyes as you work each finger. Releasing the stiff, tight fingers, lubricating those little joints. And it's surprising how many people have issues with their hands and fingers. So it's very important we pay attention to them. And of course, if it's really terribly uncomfortable, do what you can. Stop whenever you have to. Don't be shy. Listen to your body. Pay attention to how your body feels, how your body moves, where you are, what you're doing. Now release the hands. Now I want you to stretch them out. Now we're going to get into a claw. So I want you to tighten those fingers. We're going to get a little tighter now. If you can, I want you to bring them into a really tight fist, as tight as you can that's comfortable for you. Wrap the thumb around, squeeze. Now slowly release and let them hang. Roll the wrist around, play a little piano if you'd like. Roll them around. Shake it out, shake them out. Okay, lovely. Hands are done. Let's go down to the feet and the ankles. Okay, so what we're going to do today is just some nice little ankle circles. So when we're going to, focus on articulating the ankle. When you do some little circles, try not to move your legs. If your legs move a bit, don't worry about it, but make sure they're not wiggling around too much. Really focusing on the ankles, the feet, all right? So now with your hands, you can put them on the floor beside your hips. Or if you want to kind of lean back and relax and do it this way, sure, absolutely. So we're going to do 3 one direction, pause, and do 3 the other. So when you're ready, let's go. Inhale around, exhale, pause, and then go again. Inhale around. Focusing on releasing the lower leg muscles as well, the calves, perhaps the shins, round. Really releasing, strengthening the ankles as well, working into the foot, into the toes. Let's do one more, round. And that's it. And relax your legs, relax everything. Now let's play a little piano with your toes. Even if you have socks on, you should still be able to do this. So wiggle the toes around. And if you want to round them a little faster, wiggle those toes, articulate your little toes, add the fingers, and if you want to do the wrist, you roll them around a little bit. Okay, so now we're nice and warmed up. We're going to be getting into our table. So onto your hands and knees. Now this is where my little pad comes in. Now, in my classes, I always offer these little pads for those of you who find that you want a little extra padding for your knees or your wrists. These are just Pilates mats that I cut out. But you can actually use a thin blanket, a thin towel, or even a really skinny pillow if you need extra support, to make it a little more comfortable, because the yoga mats sometimes are a little thin. Now that being said, let's do some cat and cow. So this is our table. This is a neutral position. Again, alignment, ankle to knee to hip, knees are hip distance apart, arms are lined up, fingers are spread, head is level with your spine. Ready? Let's work that spine a bit more. Inhale, head up, sacrum up, C-scoop spine. And on the exhale, arch the back, chin to chest, belly button to spine. Keep going. Inhale all the way up. Lengthening, releasing that spine. This is it. Keep going. Follow the rhythm of the breath. This is a beautiful stretch for the upper back, especially the lower back. And when you come up, you get a stretch into your belly, into your abdominals, and into your chest as well. Really focusing on the spine with this one, Britt. Let's do one more. Come up. Breath in motion, meditation in motion, cat and cow. Perfect. All right, and bring ourselves up to straight neutral spine. So now we're going to do a nice little stretch for our hips. We're going to actually be working the hips a lot today. Excuse me again. Now what I'd like you to try and do, if you can, is put your hands on the floor, help you move. Now we're going to be resting on the right knee. I'm going to have the left leg right out here. My left foot is nice and anchored. It's flat on the floor. So let me show you what we're going to do. This is a deep stretch for the knee as well. My hands are on the hips. All I'm doing is I'm leaning and I'm coming up. That's it. So we're going to try and do 3 of them. Do 1, and then you can decide on where you need to be. You don't have to overdo it. Even if you move just a little bit, and if that's as far as you can go, stay there. All right? So hands on the hips with a nice straight spine. Always ready. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Inhale. And if you find you do 1 and it's really not going to happen for you, just come right out of it. Don't be shy. 1 more time. Inhale. Beautiful stretch for the hips, the inner thighs. Shall we try the other side? Reposition yourself. Put your hands on the floor. Help yourself set yourself up. Everything is nice and lined up. Leg is out, foot is flat, hands on the hips. Let's try going to the right. Inhale. And push yourself up. Inhale. And up. 1 more. This is a really nice stretch. This feels so good. Perfect. All right. Now, hands on the floor, knees on the floor. We're going to go right into child's pose. Take a little rest before we really get busy. Open up the knees a bit wider if you need to. If you can, I'd like you to lean back. Now, child's pose is a resting place. So make sure your head and your neck are properly supported. You can rest them on your stacked fists. Some people like to put their forehead on their block, on their stacked hands, or on the floor. Child's pose, Balasana, a resting place, a neutral place, and a wonderful, gentle, full body stretch. So let's take this time just to slow things down, taking this little time for yourself, stepping away from the busyness of the outside world, maybe turning your brain off for a while, for whatever reason brings you here. You know, sometimes you just want to have a little stretch, sometimes you just want to sneak away and hide out on your mat for a while. Because it's all about you. This is why you're here. It's all about you. Taking care of yourself and releasing everything. No thoughts, no cares, no worries, no anxieties, no demands here either. It's just you. 1 more breath. And exhale, come back up to table. Now, before we get up to mountain, we're going to work on a nice new move today. And it's called twisted dog. So this one can be a little bit more intense. So we're going to do downward dog, 3-legged dog, twisted dog. Let me show you the twisted dog first. I'll give you a couple of ways to do it, and if you can't do it, don't worry about it. You don't have to. So let me show you what we're going to do quickly, and then we'll do it together. So of course we're going to get into our downward dog. And the 3-legged dog, you're getting your leg up off the floor. It doesn't matter how high. Twisted dog. I'm taking my right hand, I'm reaching back onto my left leg, either my thigh, knee, or a little further down. If you find this is too intense, put your hand on the floor and try it this way. All right? Now, the twisted dog, a lot of upper body strength with that one there. So if you try it and you find it really throws your balance off as well, come back to dog. All right? So, shall we see what we can do? We're going to do it both sides. So let's see what we can do together. So from table, preparing for downward dog. Ready? On the exhale, everybody up. Now make your adjustments. Make sure you balance the weight from the feet to the hands. Tail is up high, back is straight, head hanging down. 3-legged dog on the exhale. Bring the right foot. Just get it off the floor. It doesn't matter how high. Working the right hip, upper body strength. 1 more breath. Exhale, back to dog. If you want to try the twisted dog, we're going to do it now. On the exhale, right hand release onto the left leg. 1 more breath. Dog. Let's keep going. 3-legged dog, left leg, up. One more breath. Exhale, dog. Twisted dog if you want to try it. Left hand onto the right leg. One more breath. Exhale, dog. Let's walk ourselves up to mountain. Take a few steps. Come up very, very slowly. Shake it out. Roll the shoulders, shake the hands out, especially if your wrists are a little tired. And roll it out, shake your legs out. All right, let's get the kinks out. Okay, so shall we begin? Mountain Tadasana, feet are hip distance apart. Standing tall, being aware of your posture. Relax the shoulders. Just take this time to slow down that heart rate. Slow down the breathing. Try to catch your breath. If you find that if you're a little out of breath from the last move, slow it down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, lean to the left. Beautiful lateral stretch. Releasing the whole right side of the body, a nice lateral flexion of the spine. One more breath. Exhale, bring the arm down. As you inhale, left one up. And lean and reach. And bring it down. Roll it out again. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale into your back bend. Preparing for ragdoll. On the exhale, hinging at the hips, soften the knees, fold over, and hang up. You can go as low as you want. Come up a little higher if it makes you dizzy. And make sure the knees stay soft. And this is a beautiful full body stretch, releasing the shoulders, the spine, the muscles up and down your back. Ragdoll. One more breath. Exhale, bend the knees. Come up very slowly so you don't get dizzy. Come up, roll the shoulders out. Okay, so I'm going to come into the top of the mat. Preparing for pyramid with the right leg. We're going to take a step back with the right leg. So standing tall, take a big breath. Exhale, step back, right leg. Nice big step. Back foot's always on a bit of an angle. Make sure the left leg is nice and straight. Hips are square. Do a little test. Always make sure you're nice and anchored to the floor. Even if you have socks on, okay? Some people prefer to keep their socks on. Be very careful that you don't, you have a good grip onto the mat. Let's inhale up and exhale. Big breath. Exhale, hinging at the hips, fold over, both hands on the knee. Engage pyramid, or you can go a little further down if you want. Now this is a deep hamstring stretch, so try to have a straight leg. If it's really uncomfortable, bend your knee, of course. And that's what I mean by making little adjustments. Preparing for 5-star. On the exhale, push yourself up. Bend your knee if you want. Straighten the leg. Inhale, arms up, shoulder height. I'm going to make sure I'm going to move over here so you can see me. On the exhale, turn your heels and your feet to the right. 5-star. Preparing for V straddle split. On the exhale, both hands behind your back. On the exhale, I want you to fold over. Now, if you want to open up your legs wider, you can. Fold over as low as you can go. This is a version of a V straddle split. Try to keep your legs straight if you can. Bend your knees if you have to. Prepare for goddess squat. On the exhale, release the hands. I want you to find your squat. Arms out like this. Now here again, into our goddess squat. Try to keep your back as straight as you can. Most people tend to lean forward a little bit. That's not the end of the world. That's okay, but make sure you're not folded in half. And this is really going to get a little fire to those nice strong legs. 5-star. On the exhale, turn your heels and your feet to the right, to the left, sorry. And we're going to get into a left low lunge. On the exhale, right knee on the floor. Left low lunge. All right, now I'm going to turn around so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to do a very short dragon flow. From here, make sure everything is nice and straight. Both hands on the either side of the left foot. Put your fingertips, knuckles, hands, it doesn't matter. This is our baby dragon. Dragon flying low, both hands on the inside of the left foot. Try to make sure that the knee and the hip stay straight. If they go out a little bit, it's not too bad, but try to be aware of that. Now this is a nice, if you want to go deeper, you can bend the elbows. This is our dragon flying low. Now we're going to do a twisted dragon. Bring yourself up. Left hand on the left knee, right hand stays on the floor. Big breath on the exhale, look over the left shoulder. As you gently push the left knee out, half the foot comes off the floor only. Twisted dragon. Exhale. Now we're going to go on both knees, slowly, and come up. All right. Roll the shoulders out if you need to. So we're going to get into our Thunderbolt pose. Now, from here, I'm going to give you 3 ways for your feet. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to be doing this, leaning back. All right, so if you prefer to be on the top of your foot, if you want to go on the ball of your foot, or if you want to go on the tips of your toes. If you can, I'd like you to try and lean back a little bit. So this is our Thunderbolt pose. So decide where you want to put your feet. Inhale, arms up, shoulder height, exhale. Now look up to the ceiling, bring the shoulder blades together, and this is a heart opener from a Thunderbolt pose. One more breath. Exhale, table. Release your feet. All right. Now we're going to do the other side. So preparing for right low lunge. On the exhale, left knee on the floor, right low lunge. All right, everybody okay? Baby dragon. Both hands on either side. This little dragon flow is really nice for your thighs and your hips. Dragon flying low, both hands on the inside. Twisted dragon. On the exhale, right hand on the right knee. Take a breath. Keep the left hand on the floor. Just gently push the knee out. It's not going to go far. Just half the foot comes off the floor. Look to the right. These are just 3 dragons. There's a few more, which we'll do another time. Exhale. And we're going to do our Thunderbolt pose again. Knee on the floor. Decide on how you want your feet. Either your foot is flat on the top, on the ball of the foot, or on the tips of the toes. I want you to, if you can, lean back. Inhale up and exhale. Breathe. One more breath. Exhale. Mountain. Come up any way you can. All right. Roll it out. Coming to the top of the mat, preparing for pyramid left leg. Take a breath on the exhale, left leg back. Make sure that you're nice and anchored. Do your chest. Left leg is straight, hips are square. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, back bend. On the exhale, engaged pyramid on the knee or a little further down if you'd like. Exhale, bend the knee, come up. Inhale up. Preparing for 5 star. We're going to be turning, go this way here, to the left. Turn your heels to the left for 5 star. I'm going to just rearrange myself so you can see what I'm doing, but you should be to the left. Preparing for V straddle split. Hands behind the back. You can put your hands on your buttocks or on your hips if you want, it doesn't matter. And V straddle split again. Exhale, lean forward. Preparing for goddess squat. Bend the knees, spine come up slowly so you don't get dizzy. Goddess. Now really working on the strength of quads, the thighs, the knees, the ankles, the feet. Try to keep your back straight. Get a little fire into those nice strong legs. One more breath. 5 star. Relax those thighs. One more breath. On the exhale, turn your feet to the right, windmill left arm down, come back to mountain. Wonderful. Roll the shoulders out, roll them out. All right, let's bring yourselves back down onto the floor very slowly. Now from here, we're going to get ourselves right onto our backs. All right, very slowly. All the way down. Okay, so adjust your back and shoulders, make sure you're comfortable. We're gonna go right into happy baby. So if you can, feet up, feet together, knees are wide apart. Now, if you can, grab your ankles. If you prefer to have them on your knees, put your hands on your knees. And all I want you to do is just to rock from side to side. I'm gonna move myself so you can see what I'm doing a little bit more. Now, if you wanna keep your feet together, that's fine. If you wanna open them up a little bit wider, and this is their happy baby, and this is a really beautiful release for the lower back. Rock and breathe. And just think about how you feel right now. Might even have a little smile on your face. Feeling good, feeling relaxed and calm. This is, like I said, for the lower back, but you get another extra stretch. You can feel a nice little release for the inner thighs. One more breath. Exhale, knees together, give yourself a big hug. And you can keep rocking. Lengthening, releasing that spine, giving yourself a beautiful back massage. Rock and breathe. Now with this position here, the closer your knees are to your chest, the deeper the stretch it gets. So you adjust to what you need, what feels good for you today. And when you get to the left, if you'd like to do some little circles, release that lower back just a little bit more. Little circles. And if you'd like to try it on the right side, very gentle, slow, perfect. All right, knees to center, soles of the feet onto the floor. We're gonna do a reclining bound angle pose. So if you can, feet together, I want you to let your knees fall open. Now you can put your arms out wherever you want them to be. Now let's again get that beautiful extra stretch into the inner thigh. Gentle hip opener, release those tight glutes in the pelvic floor area, groin area. And every time you exhale, I want you to feel your body getting heavier and heavier. And I want you just to focus on the sensations of the breath. It's the same breath that we started with, the same breath you had 10 minutes ago that you have now. One more breath. On the next exhale, let's bring the legs together. Use your hands if you need to, bring them together slowly. All right, so now we're gonna get into a supine twist. I want you to stretch the left leg out only. Oops. Adjust your back and shoulders. Right foot on top of the left knee, very softly. Left hand all the way on top of the right knee, right arm stretch it out, shoulder height. Now on the exhale, all I want you to do is push your knee a little bit to the left. You don't have to go far as you look over the right shoulder. Now this is the supine twist pose, so this is specifically for your spine. But in this position, you feel a beautiful extra stretch into the hip and the glute area. If you want to go deeper, you can push a little more or less. It's up to you. I'm going to give you one more place to go here called our little cat tail. If you want, you can bend the left knee, bring the left foot towards your buttock. Take the right hand, I'm going to reach down and just touch my heel as I'm looking to the left. So this is a little bit deeper, called the cat tail. One more breath. Now let's release from here, slowly untangle those legs very carefully. Now let's stretch the right one out. Let's try the other side. So adjust your back and shoulders. Make sure you're comfortable before you change or get into a new stretch or position. Left foot on top of the knee, very softly. Make sure there's no pressure on that knee. Right hand on the left knee, left arm peel out, shoulder height. And on the exhale, as you look over the left shoulder, gently pressing on the left knee now to the right. And again, you can adjust to what feels good for you. You don't have to overdo it. Give your body time to release. And pay attention to your right foot. Your right leg is very relaxed. You should be able to wiggle your toes. That's how relaxed your leg is. And your foot is softly resting on your knee. There's never any pressure on the knees. Now, if you want to go into the little cattail, you don't have to, but if you'd like to try it, bend the left knee, left foot closer to my buttock. I'm going to reach down. I'm just touching my heel. You don't have to grab your foot. Just touch the heel is fine. And you can stay right here and enjoy this beautiful stretch. Breathe. One more breath. Beautiful lower body release. And then release. Now let's very slowly stretch the legs up very carefully in case they're a little tight, a little stiff. Very slowly reach, stretch them out. Inhale, arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, up and fall over your head. Make sure they land on the floor. And let's stretch that body out now. Fingertips to the tips of your toes. If this bothers your shoulders, you can put your arms wherever you'd like them to be. Now I want you just to make yourself long and tall. And every time you exhale, feel your body getting heavier and heavier, just melting right into that mat. It's important for relaxation to have a tension-free body and a tension-free mind. All that energy is flowing. Energy, which is our life force. So always remember when you do your, get into your yoga practice, just to relax. Try to relax anyway. Let it happen. Give into your breath. Focus on your body, your mind, feeling light, feeling agile, feeling energetic and calm all at the same time. It's a beautiful feeling. And on the exhale, I'd like you to bring your hands to the side of your body, palms facing the ceiling. Hands are open to receive guidance from your higher self. And let's prepare for our closing Savasana. Meditation, relaxation, reflection time. However you choose to bring this into your practice today. Now resting comfortably in your corpse pose. At this point, some people like to bend their knees, some people like to lay on their side and kind of cuddle, some like to have a blanket, some like to have a little pillow, but I want you to find a place on your mat to rest comfortably. You don't have to move anymore, no more moving, just rest. But now I really want you to pay attention to that breath. Now that you're resting, just feel that breath. Feel your chest rise as you inhale. Always try and hold it for a couple of seconds and then exhale. Getting a bit of control with your breathing, but also a beautiful rhythm with the breath. And as you get on your practice, in case you already haven't noticed, it becomes a lot easier. The breath becomes smoother and you'll be able to get a beautiful rhythm going with being able to coordinate the body with the breath. That comes with time as well. So I want you to close your eyes and let's take a minute to thank ourselves for our practice today. Let's rest in Savasana position and offer our body, our mind, and our soul the opportunity to absorb our yoga experience. This is the time to absorb the benefit of your practice and to rest with a calm mind open to the exploration of our truth and our identity. This week, let's work on acknowledging and recognizing that our intuition, that stillness and knowingness deep within ourselves, really is who we are. Let's explore the possibility that the sooner we open ourselves to our truth, the quicker and farther we can advance along our path. By doing so, we will quickly realize that life flows more smoothly when we pay attention to our inner messages. Let us not forget to be honest with ourselves and to stay aware of mind-created illusions that may mask the real truth. Let's leave our mats today with the intention of understanding that we need to listen closely to hear our messages, and that these clear messages only come in when our mind is clear. Therefore, we need to commit to clear our mind of unnecessary debris, of attachments to the past, and of anxieties of the future, in order to be able to be in the present moment. Let's take a couple of minutes to embrace the silence in the room and in our minds. Let's find that place within ourselves that speaks to us, where the stillness within holds the proper questions and all of our answers, where our truth is our identity. Sat Nam. One little note. This is a note to self. I am capable, I am strong, and I am enough. Let your body, your mind, and your soul absorb the vibrations of the bells, bringing your own energies to its appropriate frequency. Now, before you bring yourself to a seated position, let's do one more. Let's do a gentle neck stretch while you're laying there. Your body's completely relaxed, your shoulders are nice and loose. Let's see if we can release any leftover tension we might have in our neck. You might not even know it's there. Now, the neck muscles are called scalene muscles. They're very tiny, so it doesn't take a lot for them to be tight and compressed. And if those little muscles are compressed, that means the nerves, the blood vessels are also kind of tight. So let's see if we can let it go. So on your next exhale, if you can, if you want to, turn your head gently to the left. It doesn't take a lot for those muscles to be compressed, but it doesn't take a lot for them to release either. And as they release those little muscles, it helps when your shoulders are relaxed as well. You know, you release the nerves, the blood vessels as well. This way you get some beautiful fresh blood flow into your brain. You get deep oxygenation. It helps with your memory, your decision making, and your thought process. One more breath. On the exhale, bring your head and your face very slowly to neutral position. And if you can, we're going to turn to the right, gently. Releasing the left side of the neck. And if you hold tension in your shoulders, it normally migrates up to your neck. So let's see if we can let everything go. And one more breath. Exhale. Bring your head back to neutral center. All right, now I'd like you to bring yourself back into the room, back into your space. Bring life back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes if you'd like. And when you're ready, very slowly and very gently and carefully bring yourself back up to our cross-legged Sukhasana position or any seated position that is comfortable for you at this point. I know it's hard to get off the floor. Sitting nice and tall. Let's bring our hands together. Let's rub vigorously, activate our hand chakra. Hands onto your heart center, close your eyes. And let's take a nice long smooth breath together to tune in. Inhale. One more long smooth breath. Shanti, Shanti, peace, peace. May love and light be with you always. Namaste. All right. Lovely. Okay, we're all done. So thank you so much for joining me again. My name is Susan, and let's get on with a nice, quiet, relaxing day. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you feel good, because I know I do. And hopefully we'll be getting back to our regular classes at the sports complex that I work at. Apparently I should be getting a call any day now with a start date, so yay. All right, so have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again soon.